Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm actually down in the south coast of England, South Devon to be precise, and actually just arrived in a place called Salcombe. There's an estuary in that here, which I think is famous for crab and that kind of stuff. Very close to the southwest coastal path. But down here for a couple of days. I'm actually in my accommodation, but we'll have a little bit more of that later on and give you maybe a little bit of a tour of this van that I'm in. So yeah, come down to Salcombe. Already checked into the campsite, but come down here because we've still got some time. So I thought I'd check out Salcombe as well. It's supposed to be quite a nice sort of pretty picturesque place. Got a few things organised for the next couple of days. We might come back here, do some walking across the estuary. And again, I'll show you that in a second. And then we might do some walking along the southwest coastal path as well. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll see what we'll get up to. So as you can see, back at the campsite, enjoying a nice glass of Prosecco as you do. And yeah, I've got this lovely T5 VW Campervan. Had a very nice meal early on, did a little sort of beef stroganoff. And just sat here and watched the sunset go down, which had a really, really beautiful sunset. So Salcombe was really nice, never been there before. Very quaint little streets as you wander around, lots of little shops, and even now open, which is quite nice. Did try out a Devon pasty. It was a Devon beef pasty, so I'm not sure if it's a proper Devon pasty, but they're equivalent to the Cornish pasty, I think. So very, very nice. Enjoyed that whilst enjoying the views across the harbour side, which incidentally has actually got quite a bit of coral and sea life in there. So I was quite interested to find out that, seahorses, that kind of stuff. So the estuary itself is quite diverse in terms of its wildlife. So across the other side is East Portalmouth, and that's probably where we're going to head tomorrow. So there's a ferry that goes across, backwards and forwards across the harbour. So we'll probably catch the ferry, maybe head down to one of the little beaches there, maybe go for a walk along the cliff top. Not quite sure yet. We're just going to play it by ear, see what the weather's doing, and see how it goes. So yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy a little bit more Prosecco, sit here and relax for the evening, and then yeah, we'll see how tomorrow goes. So we'll see you then. Good morning everyone, or should I say good afternoon. It is day 2 of our visit down here to South Devon in Salcombe. So yeah, I had a little bit of a lie-in this morning, so we didn't really rush to get up, had some breakfast, just sort of chilled for a bit and that sort of thing. But now I've come back to Salcombe, come across to the other side, so we took the ferry across, which wasn't too bad. It's quite windy today, which has made it a little bit choppy coming across, but it's not too bad. But sadly that means it's going to be too windy for my drone, which is a bit frustrating. So we came then down onto the beach, the tide's coming in, but just managed to walk along the edge of the sort of shoreline to get to the beach I'm on at the moment, which is a lovely little beach. So we just thought to chill out here for a few minutes, drink our coffee and what have you. I'm going to head up behind me now, up onto the top there. So there's a sort of circular walk of probably about 3.5 miles, something like that, which includes part of the southwest coastal path. So that's where I'm going to go now. I did just notice across the way over here the remains of Salcombe Castle, but it's quite well hidden because it's all green and that sort of thing, so it's you don't necessarily spot it straight away, but interesting to see. And it's a lovely view across the river looking back at Salcombe from this side, and lots sheltered where we are at the moment. So a nice little beach to come down paddling. There's quite a few people down here, even though it's only April time at the moment, but yeah. But I think now heading back up kind of that way, up into the woods, up onto the top, so we should get some views, and then out over the ocean on the southwest coastal path. Well, I've made it as far as Gara Rock, which is a little lookout post on the coast here, which the Coast Guard has used for looking out over the seas. It gives absolutely stunning views, but the walk was really beautiful as well, coming up through the woods, all the spring flowers and old trees and that sort of thing. So, and thankfully that's most of the hill climbing done. I think as far as the walk goes, it's going to be a little bit up and down, but just going to follow now the southwest coast path back to the beach where I started earlier on. Welcome to Sunday, and yeah, I'm actually at a place called Overbecks Garden, which is a National Trust property. You actually get a really good view from here, overlooking where I was yesterday, walking along the southwest coast path, and yeah, you get a really good view across there. The path was actually really quite varied, really enjoyable walk. I think as coastal paths go, it was great. You had the bluebells, you had the yellow gorse going down. The path was, you know, very varied, and you carry on down into woodland, get views of the sea and the crashing waves. So really enjoyable walk. But yeah, left it almost too late to get the ferry back across. So I think I had about 20 minutes to spare, but managed to get the ferry back across, and yeah, by the time I got to the van, just crashed. So out today here at Overbecks Garden, which is like a bit of a tropical paradise across the estuary, and yeah, it's kind of been set up with lots of varied species. So there's lots of little mini gardens here, so gonna have a little explore around, view all the different gardens, all the different plants that have been sort of preserved here over the years. Well, sadly, this is the end of the trip, the end of my 3 days away. Just stopped off, had some wonderful fish and chips, because if you're down by the sea or anything like that, you got to have fish and chips, haven't you? So just had some lovely fish and chips, sat down by the sea, by a little bit of a nature reserve, and yeah, had a really good 3 days. A bit of walking, obviously the garden today, which was spectacular, and also a bit of sort of sightseeing around town and that sort of thing. I did visit a nearby cove as well, but didn't really record much, where there was a bit of an arch there. Visited that, but yeah, generally that was more of a drive-by. I think Salcombe, definitely a thumbs up from me. Definitely a place I'd go back. Love to do a bit longer walks there along the coastline. Love to get the drone out there, because the estuary looks beautiful. So I'd love to be able to get more imagery of the estuary and that sort of thing. You can hire boats and go down there, so maybe that's something I do. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video as well. I mean, if you have, let me know down in the comments. So we'll be definitely doing more of these videos if you guys like them, so do give them a thumb up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and obviously if you want some of the perks that the memberships get, maybe consider joining and becoming a member. That's an option as well. So, but just leave a comment. Lovely feedback, and we'll see you again on the next adventure maybe. So thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye bye.
How did I get here again? I was just here maybe 2 hours are draining all my energy. How did I get